I've got some lovely Icelandic cod. I am salting this 15 minutes before I want to cook it on both sides. I've preheated the oven to 200 degrees. The next thing I've done before I actually get started was I had, I don't know, it was about 50 grams of guanciale. You could use pancetta or bacon. I put it in a pan on a very low heat, cubed very small, and I leave it until you can see the fat has rendered. I'm going to use that, and I've taken the pieces out because I'll stir that in at the end. I'm going to cook my potatoes in schmaltz. If you haven't got schmaltz, everybody that follows me knows that I am an evangelist for schmaltz, which is chicken fat, but you could use equal parts vegetable oil and extra virgin olive oil. The vegetable oil will stop the extra virgin olive oil from burning. I'm using 5 new potatoes that were that size. I took the ends off and then I've sliced them to about 1/4 inch. Heat the oil in the pan and put your potatoes in so they're not on top of each other. Steam is the enemy of a nice crisp potato. The secret here is to have them all spread out. This is an ideal dish to make for 2 people unless you've got an absolutely giant pan. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and I'm going to put in a couple of sprigs of thyme, and I'm just going to leave those. This bit will take about 4 minutes. Here I'm heating the bacon fat. I've got about 125 grams of chopped cavolo Nero. This is going to go in the pan and you want to coat that in that lovely fat. Little pinch of salt in there as well. I'm also going to just add the merest sprinkle of dry chili flakes and some pepper. If you're a pescatarian, cook this in a little bit of butter. The other thing that I'm doing is that I have I've said what to do if you don't use schmaltz, which is chicken. I've also painted a bit of schmaltz on the bottom of the pan that I'm going to cook the fish. You could just put a little bit of vegetable oil to stop it catching. So you want to damp your fish down, put it on a tray lined with foil, season with a bit of pepper. You could put some knobs of butter on. I'm just not today. This can be washed and used again. The cavolo Nero has had a couple of minutes. I'm going to put in a healthy splash of white wine. That's probably about 50 to 70 mil. I'm going to drop the heat right down, cover the pan and let that braise for about 8 minutes. Meanwhile, check your potatoes. They're browning beautifully. Take your time and turn them all over individually. I know it's a pain, but you're spoiling yourself tonight. Some things you just can't rush. I've got the romesco. I've just done the recipe. I'm going to heat that on a really, really low light. You could have it cold, but I just want a tiny bit of warmth through it. Add a bit more salt to the potatoes now you've turned them over. I'm going to put my cod loins in the oven for 6 minutes. I'm going to check them after 6 minutes. Potatoes are done. I've put them on some kitchen paper and I have sprinkled them with some sea salt, and I'll set those aside. The fish has had 6 minutes. I'm just going to test it with a cake thing and just hold it against my lip. It's not done, it's cold. So I want that to be warm when I test it. So that's going to go back in for 2 more minutes. Romesco is just slightly warm. Cavolo Nero is done. I'm going to put in the bacon bits. I've got a warmed plate ready to serve. Test again, I've cleaned it. It's perfect. Time to plate up. Some cavolo Nero on the plate. Top it with a piece of fish. Let's take some of these potatoes, scatter them around. One for the chef. Oh. And a generous spoonful of the romesco on the top. There we go. Cavolo Nero, roast cod, romesco and potatoes.